Okay. Can you hear me? Is this finally working? Because I have had a real issue. Thank God. Yeah. Oh my fucking God. Okay. For all of those who are tuning in like right now, hey Chris, hey David. Just want to say and let's just make sure that yeah, this gets recorded for posterity because I have had some issues today. Have you ever had one of those days where you figured out that you did something really really stupid? I mean like extra stupid. Like what happened to you and why did you do that? Or that was a stupid mistake or whatever. Because that's what happened to me every day. Every day, Chris, Head for Sus only says every day. Holy shit. I am so dumb. And most of the time, I will not admit to like being dumb. But today, I just kind of, I face palmed myself because I was trying to clean up my all the, like my hard drive on my computer because it was like, hey, did you know that you're running out of space? And you know, I don't even think I was really running out of that much space, but for some reason it was just like, hey, you're running out of space. And I'm like, okay, all right, I guess I'll fucking delete stuff, right? And then I go and I delete stuff. And then the next day, which is today, because yesterday I was deleting things because I was like, oh, I'll just do some like maintenance because this is like what people do, right? They're like trying to like let's try to update things and blah 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 blah, or rather just So Chris says, uh-oh, I think I can tell where this is going. You're probably like, you get it. I accidentally deleted a folder full of samples that I use like on the reg. And now I didn't notice. I didn't know it cuz cuz you don't really it's like, yeah, I'm going to delete samples on purpose. No. And then I opened an Ableton Live file that was using the sample. Hey, Sean Solo Bates is here. Hey. Okay. So I deleted a folder full of samples, and I had emptied my trash bin already. And now I am like bricking it so hard. Because I use these samples like all the time, but basically I had been given these samples from someone and they had like put it on my computer, but it was still in like, for some reason it was in like the downloads folder only, and it was just sort of like like when you oh shit, I just dropped my mouse. Fuck. Oh god. Is that the mouse? Oh my god, where did the mouse go? Okay, this is not my day. This is really not my day. Okay, I'd like the big fucking cosmic joke to stop now. Right. So I was dumb and I deleted shit, and now I'm like bricking it so hard because I don't know, I have never done this before in my life. All right. Lots of people do this. I don't. I never do this because I don't usually clean stuff up. I'm like, if my computer were a human being, it would be like it would just be like obese. It would be obese, and it would be carrying luggage, like gut luggage, because that's how often I delete things. And finally thinking that I was going to optimize my system somehow, I deleted shit that I cannot get anywhere else. because it was like it was quite unique. And so in the end, after this, as I'm going to basically shit myself through this through this stream while profusely apologizing for missing files, um I'm I'm going to try to like run some kind of program that's going to recover my files. I mean, they haven't been gone for a long time. I'm hoping it's like a missing persons case. It's like, well, she's only been gone for 24 hours. It's okay. It's okay. It's like, we might still have a chance to get her alive, and maybe. And the only reason why I'm laughing right now is because inside the body of this person who is smiling, I am dying. All right? I was really calm. I was really prepared for this. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go through some Metropolis stuff with you, and I'm going to talk about my process. And now I am rattled. I'm freaking out. And I just kind of like want to rewind back to yesterday, because yesterday was okay. That yesterday I lived in like an oblivious little cloud, and now I'm in like, holy shit, I fucking deleted things that were important, and now it's like, oh my god, can I recover this? And there is a part of me that is very hopeful that I will, but if I don't, then I will probably cry. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cry. So that's basically been like my last, let's say 30 minutes. Because I realized this as I was opening up files 30 minutes ago, that holy shit, stuff is missing. And it's like, oh, why didn't I notice before? And it's like, well, I didn't open these fucking like Ableton Live files. I mean, I think today I was working on some other stuff, doing a cover song with working on a cover song for a friend, for Warren who's also known as Alpha Riff. By the way, Alpha Riff, he's great. Okay, so if you want to check his stuff out, it's great. Okay, he and I are quite similar. We're sort of like storytellers, and we like to mess with genres a bunch. And yeah, he's my boy. And I met him at South by Southwest in 2019. And yeah, Sean Solo Beats is putting like lots and lots of emojis. Sean Solo Beats says, I love him. And I'm like, Sean Solo Beats, Sean Solo, I love him more. No, but he loves me more. No, I don't know. Nobody loves me. I suck. I want to die. I have had like a really bad a whole bad last week. This whole last week has been fucking shit. And I'll be real with you. It's been shit, okay? Yeah. Sean Solo says, I love him more, but he definitely loves you more. Everybody loves me more. No, it's not true. No one loves me. Don't you know that? I am like poison. I am like I will get into your system and I will wreck you somehow. And then you might not be able to live or deal with it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm in a really, really terrible self-deprecating mood. I'm like, everything sucks. I'm sorry. It's wreck me. So Sean Solo says wreck me, and I'm like, oh my god, women are so good at that. You have no idea, man. Oh, you do. I'm sorry. Actually, Sean Solo, you know that women are the devil, right? I mean, yeah, women are the devil. It's okay. It's all right. This is just how we're born, you know? Like, we have these abilities that nobody really talks about, but everybody just knows. Like, oh yeah, you got the laser eyes too? It's like, laser eyes? Yeah? Have you got the ability to guilt trip somebody with just 2 words? Okay then. My God, women are the devil. Sean Solo says women are the devil, but I can't quit. Laugh my ass off. And I know, women are. Oh, by the way, I turned up the brightness on my little ring light because as I was looking at my video before and trying to like upload it to YouTube, I thought, oh wow, this is grainy as shit. And that's no good. And although it was much purplier, pinker before, now you get to. I'm sorry, maybe it's less grainy? Jesus, I hope so. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what would be great? Right now. Some drugs. I'd love some drugs. Yeah. Oh, I think I have a joint somewhere. Oh, damn it. Did I even bring a lighter up here? Maybe not. I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. You kids in your head first only says looks fine. Thank you. I was having issues before. I don't know. Sean Solo says you kids and your drugs, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm just saying this because I'm not a big drinker, and that's because like I get kind of like my heart starts beating super fast. I get the Asian flush. You know what that is? Does anyone know what that is? It's basically when you turn red like a lobster. And like, it's not even like, oh, it's so cute. She's embarrassed. She's like blushing red. No, it's not like that. It's not cute flush. It's like, oh my God, I look like I've been like scoured by a Brillo pad and I'm red and my heart's beating super fast and it feels like it's gonna jump out of my chest and I think I'm like a little bit itchy on my arms, and that's what happens to me most of the time when I drink. Sometimes not. Sometimes I'm okay. And it depends on the alcohol too. So Sean Solo says, I had no idea that was a thing until one of my coworkers explained it to me after he said he couldn't. Yes. Welcome to one of those like lovely being Asian things. Couldn't drink for obvious reasons. Why? It's because I do not contain that lovely little like enzyme that breaks down the acetaldehyde for alcohol. So basically when you drink, there's like a toxin in there, but like, you know, it's okay because usually your liver processes it and like your liver can fucking deal with it, okay? Mine just can't. And so strangely enough, it's people who actually have this issue they have more risk to liver problems when it comes to alcohol related stuff. So it's an extra incentive for me to not drink. Not that I won't drink if the occasion calls for it, because I will. And it's like, oh my God, Sean Solo owes me fucking shots. That's right. I still remember. You still owe me shots. We gonna do this. That's right. It's like, yeah, tequila or go home. Sean Solo says, oh, I haven't forgotten. You better not, because you owe me. Because you were paying for shots for everybody. I was kind of like high. I don't really know. I was going back and forth. I don't know. It was a kind of a blurry night. It's okay though, because it was great, and I feel like I had fun. I think I had fun. I was kind of out of it after a bit, but it was in a good way. It wasn't like I'm so out of it, I can't walk. No, it was like, I'm out of it and I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a good, safe, happy place. And yeah. So I will drink when the occasion calls for it. I will drink. I don't mind. I'll get a little red. I usually give a warning. I go like, hey man, I'm gonna drink. And I'm just gonna give you a warning. Because I'm gonna start looking real ugly in about 15 minutes. It's gonna take 15 minutes for me to start getting ugly, and my eyes are gonna get bloodshot. I'm gonna get red. It doesn't matter how much makeup I have on, it's not gonna look cute. I'm just letting you know, because I don't want you to be like horrified. It's like when, like, you know, like when you see like old werewolf movies, where like they do like sort of the fade in. It's like there's a first. It's a normal human man. Oh, normal human man. Oh, you look great. And then it's like, oh no, full moon, and he's changing, and it's like that fade into like an old, like the scary werewolf, and it's like, oh shit. That's how I feel when I drink. I feel like I turn into like a werewolf, but like a really red-faced werewolf, and also I might say really inappropriate things or do something dumb like dancing in a cage, because I've done that while I was really off my face in Bali. I was on a trip with some girlfriends. I was on a trip, and when you go to like the Kuta beach, like sort of clubby sort of section, it's not like when you're there. they know you're there to get fucked the fuck up. All right, they know. They're like, hey, look at these tourists. They're gonna want to get stupid drunk, so how about we just make them buy 2 drinks instead of 1? So you can only buy like the 2 drinks. You can't just buy the single drink. They're like, no, you have to buy the 2 drinks. What they don't tell you, and what you find out later, is like, hey, who is Sus Toxic Kid? Do I know you from the Nerdcore Hip Hop board? I don't know everybody's like I don't know everybody's like usernames, so I'm terrible. Yeah, I'm terrible. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, you're in Bali. They're like, hey, you have to buy 2 drinks, and you're like, okay, fine. And then you buy 2 drinks, and then they're like goldfish bowls. And it's like, you don't want to waste them, so you drink them. And so everywhere you go, you buy like you buy 2 drinks. And then you feel weird just like leaving the single drink. So you drink both of them because you're like, why not? Right? Why not? Might as well drink all the drinks. And then you're like, wow, how did I get in this cage? Why am I dancing in this cage to like fucking Black Eyed Peas? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. And I guess this is the part where it's like you should just like laugh at me and feel bad for me or something and be like, oh, I'm sure there's a video somewhere out there. I don't know. I was like, yeah, I was really drunk. Anyway, that said, so today is not my day, because clearly I deleted my stuff. If there is, we may need to see it. David, Array of Motion, says, if there is, we may need to see it. How about never? I will never show that. It's embarrassing. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, you know, like when you think you're really cool, but then like you see it like okay, all right, I'm gonna give you an example. All right, in high school, when you thought like this certain fashion was really cool, and then you're like, I'm gonna rock it, and then you like go to school and you're like, I look so awesome, or you're like, I can totally pull it off, and then like later, as in like fast forward 10 years, and you look back and you're like, holy shit, what was I thinking? Why did I get frosted tips? What is my problem? Why is there a perm on my hair? There's a perm. I have a perm. I had a perm several years in a row. This wasn't cute. You know? And then you look back at the photos and you're like, wow, I hope that never sees the light of day again. And maybe in the past it was like a lot easier. But nowadays, I swear, nothing ever gets deleted. Except my files, which I deleted, my samples. So after we do this, after I stream with you and then just like kind of cry silently cry inside, I will try to thank you. Chris says, but yeah, that was a joke. I bring it full circle Full circle. I bring back the comedy. I am here for the chuckles. It is happening. Haha. So, today, other than like breaking it, yes, I am wearing this dress. I got this dress online because obviously, like, I got this dress online because I was like, hey, it's cool. And it's got these like sleeves that look like they're for princesses. And I'm like, hey, I could be a princess. That's cool. All right. And yeah, and it's kind of low cut, but I'm like, hey, not so bad. It's okay. So yeah, I did post a photo on Facebook, Twitter / and Instagram just to like be like, oh hey, I like to do like one cool photo before I stream, like the day of the stream, because I don't know, it's sort of like semi cosplaying, but I'm playing myself, but like, you know, a prettier version of myself, and you know, one that looks a little bit, I don't know, more dignified, or I don't know, at a better angle, because this is how I look. I'm wearing blue contacts, so that was also in the photo. But I don't know. This is actually how I look. And usually when I post a photo of the day with like the cool dress that I'm going to wear, which is gonna be pink, obviously. Yeah, I love it. And I usually look a lot better in the photos than I do in real life on video. So, sorry. I feel like I'm going to be saying sorry a lot today. Sorry. As in, I'm so sorry that my cat is probably going to zip around here at some point. I think he was walking around. He's going to probably try to infiltrate my curtains. Okay. Moving on. How is everyone doing? Please say you're having a better day than I am. If you are, that's really great, because the last thing this world needs. Oh, Sola says, I'm at work, lol. At least you're working. Just think about it like that. I mean, not that you're not grateful, for fuck's sake. I'm not like the fucking, like, you know, gratitude police. Fuck me, right? No, I think that, no, I'm glad that you were able to, that you can work, because there's so many people who just can't, or who are, you know, have insecure jobs, and they're just not sure if they're going to be okay. And let's see. Chris says, okay, got music done, updated website, did homework for friend's podcast. I think I may have like seen your post for like a second, Chris, about doing homework for your friend's podcast. It's for Laura, right? I think it's the woman from She Makes War, Laura Kidd. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, isn't it perfect that, you know, of all the people I know, I'm sorry, am I burping? Jesus. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah. Anyway, Laura, I saw that your post, Chris, and I saw that you had been doing your homework, and I have to say, I really admire that about you, that you do your homework, that even now, even technically not being in school, you are still studious, and I appreciate that attention to detail, because this is the kind of person who's going to make sure that if you go, yeah, he says, he blushes and he says, "Oh, thanks, I'm a nerd, it's what we do." Oh, Sean Solo says, I've also decided a few days ago that I'm posting a beat on TikTok every day until Lil Jon follows me, so that's been giving me motivation to actually make things. Wow. I have not done TikTok. I don't know what the fuck I could ever contribute to TikTok, because there are so many, like, there are a lot of pretty girls dancing, there are a lot of people doing weird ass shit, and me, I'm just trying to not like burn down my house or permanently injure myself or delete a folder full of samples that are necessary. Fuck. Yeah, Chris is a nerd. By the way, Chris is a big nerd, and I like that. I really like that about you, because if you are ever in a situation where you have to prepare, let's say somebody goes, "Hey, we're gonna go into fucking woods, and we're gonna like We're going to have to rough it. Chris is going to be prepared. All right? He's not going to be the guy who's like, "Oh shit, I forgot my food." Or, "I forgot my sleeping bag." Or, "I forgot my knife." No, he's not that guy. He's the guy who's like, "It's okay. I've got 2 knives in my bag. And I've got an emergency sleeping bag that you can use because it's basically like a solar blanket folded in half." All right? Done. He says, "Done too many festivals for that." Ugh. I'm sorry. The idea of like sleeping in a tent in the mud is not wonderful to me. And yeah, I like camping, and I've been backpacking, and I liked it for some parts, but you get really weirded out when you see like animal prints that are big and maybe might belong to a bear or even a moose. I don't want that. Let's just never have that encounter. I can live without encountering a bear or a moose. And I really hope that's the case for the rest of my life. Okay. Oh god. Oh, Chris says he does camping the nerd way, or the festivals the nerd way, but his camping cutlery is a titanium spork. Oh my god, that's a nerd. That's such a nerdy thing. It's so nerdy. That's awesome. It's okay. Titanium spork, that sounds good. Okay, all right. So, I'm glad you guys are doing okay. Sean Solo, I hope that Lil Jon follows you. If he doesn't, just keep harassing him, being like, "Hey, Lil Jon, pay attention to me," and then maybe it'll be okay. Show him that video of that girl tattooing herself. Sean Solo is gross. Do that. You're on day 3. Okay. All right. Good luck, buddy. By the way, Sean Solo is also a producer, and Headfirst Only is also a producer. So hey producers, I know it's fucking hard, man. This is part of, and I think it's great, Sean, that you're hustling. That's a good hustle. Good luck. I don't know if I guess I should hustle more, or I don't know. You know what? I have to bring this up because I just learned about this last week. I learned about I was like, what's an e-girl? Because I think Sean Solo tried to like explain it to me once, that what an e-girl was. Because I don't know, because I'm not paying attention. I am not down hip with the kids. I am not. And then I started reading articles, and then it was like, wow, this is a thing. This is a real thing. And it really, it kind of threw me for a loop, because on one hand it's like, okay, I'll tell you a story. All right, so I'm on the Nerdcore hip hop Facebook group, okay, and it's kind of, basically it's just a bunch of nerds making beats and making songs, and awesome, right? And there was this girl that had posted. I guess she had lurked there for like 3 years, and then like she was posting this thing. Hey, Shubs. Hey, sis. Hey, girl. Hey, the Kabuto post. Sean Solo says the Kabuto post. Yes, she was. Okay, this girl had posted this photo of her in like this weird like Gustaka, yeah. Shubs, by the way, I don't speak Tagalog. Yeah. By the way, I'm fine, but I don't speak Tagalog, so that's yeah. It's terrible. I know, and maybe my mom really she only spoke Tagalog to me when she was angry, like, and it was usually it began with English, and then it went like full Tagalog, and it was, and so Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. It's like something that starts in English and then it just sort of slowly descends into that screaming in Tagalog, and then you're just like, I can't even understand this anymore, and these words I can't even parse them anymore. Yeah, you cannot run from it, cause she gonna chase you with a sinela, you know. Is oh, by the way, that's a slipper. She's gonna chase you with that, or just be like, like smack it against her hand and be like, sige. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm Asian. This is I'm like, my family's Filipino. So this is I do not think that I am alone in this story. Let's just say that. I think that many Filipino Americans, and I'm like a Filipino American, Asian American, like Belgian. Many of us share the same kinds of stories, and usually there's like a smackdown or some home training involved. Okay, so getting back to the e-girl thing. All right, so this girl, she posts like this photo of herself in like wearing this like Care Bear bodysuit, I think, and like it was like, she was doing that, and she was like, I'm twerking to Kabuto the Python or something like that. DM me if you want to see it, kind of thing. And girls trying to hustle. I get it. You need money. Okay, cool. And on one hand, it was like, okay, I get it. If you don't have that many skills, or job opportunities are scarce where you live, or this is your skill, like twerking is your skill, like, like looking at your like CV, it says, twerking is one of the extracurricular activities that you do. Yeah, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I mean, okay. But on that end, I kind of understand. But on the other hand, I also feel like that's kind of like exploiting people's like loneliness, or also, I don't know. It's just like, there are better things that you could be doing. Maybe you're smarter than you think. Maybe you're more than you think you are, and you're not all about twerking. And yeah, I kind of sound like a social worker right now, or a counselor, but I just think that a lot of women. Shubs says, was this the person who was about twerk team? I think so. I think it was like, DM me for like to watch this video of me faux cosplaying or something. I don't know. Because she said, Chubb says, because I read that thread and I was like, get that money then. Yeah, exactly. Like, on one hand, it's like, look, I understand you got to make money, but I don't know if she was part of a twerk team. I don't know, but I understand you got to make money, and if this is not, yeah. Sean Solo says, I'm not mad at her, and I'm like, I'm not mad at her. I think that it's, yeah. Shub says, like, I ain't gonna slam on someone's hustle. Exactly. Like, so on one hand, there's a part of me that's like, it's like, okay, you gotta hustle, you gotta make money. This is how you do it. You're probably in a situation where this is pretty much the best option for you. And so I get it. You gotta do it. Like, not everyone is as fortunate as other people. And it's like, yeah. Oh, Shub says, there were a couple of replies on the thread that I side-eyed because they were borderline shamey. Yeah. It's like, yeah. And Shub says, lol, hoes don't think I see that. I know you see that. You got them eyes, and you got the one right here, and then probably two on the back of your head, because you see that. I don't know. I just think that, like, Sean Solo says, mine was a copy pasta. Okay, cool. Shub says, sis, you already know though. I do. You know why? Because Filipino women, we are born with like fucking 5 eyes. 2 here, 1 here, and 2 in the back. Why? Because we're gonna watch you. We're gonna fucking watch you, bitch. Shub says we are, and hoes ain't ready. Yeah, you're not. It's okay. So yeah, and then there were some people who were kind of shaming her. And on one hand, it's like, well, I don't really want to shame somebody either. It's like that's not cool, because it's like you don't know what kind of situation she's in, and it's like, and not only that, but if she offered it for free, I mean, like you would want to see it, right? I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's weird, I guess. If I don't know. I want to be able to like look at these sorts of things with like it with a really fair perspective, because I don't want to just think like, oh, I'm so much better than you are, because you know what, we all have our own struggles, right? And I don't want to be a judgmental asshat, because I'm trying to be less of a judgmental asshat, because really, does the world need more of that? Does the world need any more negativity? I don't think so. So, I don't know. So, that's what happened in the Facebook group. And it just sort of got me thinking, because I was thinking about that and about the whole, and just like the whole like gamer girl bathwater thing. And I don't know. It's like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, I think that women, and it's like sometimes you could do more, you know? Okay. Shub says, sis, you and I can have our chismis session later. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to gossip later. We're going to gossip later, and we're going to talk shit probably later. Not here right now, because I feel like I have to share something really something music related with you, or else I'm going to like, yeah. Shub says nope. So, yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, I decided at the beginning of quarantine / lockdown / whatever you want to call it, I decided that I was going to teach myself how to score a film, because I've always wanted to learn how to do that. I've always loved film scores, and I've strangely paid attention to them since I was a wee little thing, and I've always loved them. Okay, and Shub says, "Do your thing, sis. Baby Zilla is napping, so I'm trying to milk my freedom." Yeah. You go, just you got that free time. You take it. Good God, you take it. You got a baby. Oh my God, I don't know how you cope. I don't know how anybody copes. You're amazing. To me, I think mothers who don't lose their minds, they're amazing. Because I would probably lose mine. Oh God, I lost my temper at my cat. It's like, shit, that doesn't even compare. She's not like, my cat's not even like sass talking me. And then I'm like, God damn it, why did you have to fucking pee in that corner? What's wrong with you? Okay, yeah. Anyway, so I'm teaching myself how to score. And I figured, hey, how about I just, I teach myself how to score, Metropolis. Why? Because it's a silent movie, and I love it. It's one of my favorite classic sci-fi movies, like, ever. And, hold on, I just gotta adjust. Oh, by the way, I got a new chair. If you're wondering, did I get a new chair? Yes, I did. And, it's like, kind of princessy. And yeah. Yes, I did get a new chair, and I'm really hoping that I improve my posture. But it's really weird, because it's like, I feel like, yeah. Oh, Shub says it's so cute. Thank you. I really love pink, as you probably know. So I'm teaching myself how to score. I'm doing Metropolis. And it's hard. I didn't know how to score, and certainly this has been a learning experience. And it's been difficult. It's been really difficult, because I don't really watch YouTube videos about how to do stuff. I usually just dive right in, and I just do it, because I don't know. I'm unlike Head First Only. I am a terrible person at doing homework. I am bored easily. I probably have ADHD or something. I don't know. I, lots of names for everything. I just don't know, man. I can't sit there and watch videos on how to do something unless it's something like how to fix something, like how to repair. Like I learned how to repair a cistern toilet, a toilet. Yeah. I know how to do that. Toilet maintenance. So I can work on your toilet. I have a natural ability for shit like that. But I can't sit down and watch stuff. It's like it's so it's so difficult. I usually will get up after 10 minutes, or I'll get up after 5, or I'll just be like, I'm so bored now, I can't. Okay. So teaching myself it's like, well, how the hell do you teach yourself? Well, basically, this is how I make music. There's no like real method. It's not there's no method. I'm not like schooled. I don't know. I didn't take music in school. I try to think of the feeling that I want to show, to express. And then I think about all the instruments that I think sound like that. And then I just start making it. And I think of music in several different ways. Sometimes I think of music in terms of food. And so when I listen to a piece of music, it's like, oh, it needs a little bit more acid here. It needs some salt. It needs some this or that. And if you're someone who loves cooking, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like when something has like, it's when it's like a slightly heavier dish with a bit of fat, and you need to add like an acidic component to kind of round it out or something. Yeah, it's something like that. I also think of music in terms of colors. And everything has like a kind of color in my head. Like, oh, it's I don't know, it's like it's kind of weird. I don't know how really to explain that. I can't explain that any better. Colors, I think of it in like, is it warm or is it cool? Is it an earth tone? Is it a neon? Neons are for like really synthetic digital sounding things. Earth tones are like the bare like acoustic guitar, something like that. So I think of music in a really weird way, and I think of it in a very emotional way. And so when I started this whole Metropolis business, it was like, how do I do this? It's something that's supposed to be set in the future, but it's obviously from the past. And as a silent film ages, I feel like the audience sort of goes further and like drifts further and further apart after a certain amount of time. So this was released, I think, in 1927, Metropolis, Fritz Lang's Metropolis. And the further, like, I think now it's 2020, right? So it was like 93 years ago. This thing is 93 years old. And the standards that we have now as viewers, as an audience, they're so different than the standards that people had before. So some of the effects in this were phenomenal for the time, groundbreaking. The visuals, it's amazing. The painting, everything was great. And even just the story itself, the idea of like a machine that could look like a human. And I don't know, it's just, there are so many things about this movie that I like, that I love. But I think people nowadays, younger people, they won't be able to see them with the same eyes. It's impossible, all right? Because our expectations are different. We grew up in a very different way with lots more available. We have like CGI effects, better sound design, better technology is so good that people are streaming from their homes, and They look like it looks a lot better than my setup, but yeah. And they look like they're like fucking like movie stars. It's amazing. And it's like shit. This is what we live in right now. And so when you're trying to write something for something that's old yet has to be considered like futuristic, but has to also you have to be also be able to connect with it on a modern level. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my goal. It's so that you watch this film and that you see it with the same eyes, like with better eyes, rather than just kind of discounting it because it's older. Because I don't think old things to just be automatically considered obsolete, because so many old things have value, you know. And I'm not talking about like fucking antique furniture. I'm talking about like old pieces of art. We still celebrate old things, and just because a film is old and it does, you know, it has slightly cheesier effects or whatever, just because of that, it doesn't make it worthless. And I really hope that for every musician out there right now who is paying attention, who is listening to this, for everyone who's ever tried to, you know, like make music in a genre that is not exactly like in right now, doing things that are like kind, you know, that sound from a, you know, that sound like they're from a certain era, just don't forget that even though something is old, even though a genre is kind of old, even though movies, pieces of music, paintings, certain things are old, and maybe we have better stuff nowadays, technology and whatnot, that the old things still have value and that we should respect the artistry of that. So this film has been scored 1,000,000 times, like by several different people, and I'm talking like everybody, like in their mama, just like in their, you know, in their basements or whatever, like people like me who like decide, oh, I'm gonna teach myself how to score. So this is what I'm doing. I seriously hope that that it's, I don't know, that it turns out okay, and if it doesn't, I'm very sorry. So let me switch over to my DAW and let me see if I fuck this up. If I crash, somebody let me know if I crash, okay? Like, be like, hey, like send me like a little messenger message if I crash, okay? Let's see. Default scene. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, my thing says right here, it says media files are missing. Yeah, that's the folder I fucking deleted accidentally, and I need to fucking recover that, and I don't know how, and I'm bricking it, and yes, I'm crying a little inside, and I hope that works. But I'll still play some of the stuff I made for you. Yeah, Shub says, oh no. Yeah, oh no. I feel really terrible about this. I'm like heartsick because it's like I have never done that before, and I was cleaning out my computer, and then it was like, oh shit. Okay, so I know there's like probably a couple, like a sample or two that's like missing, that I hope that you can like that I hope you can sort of like forgive for not being there. Let me check my preferences, because I gotta make sure that all my shit's good, all my audio stuff is good, because sometimes it's like it's a little funky, and I have to get like really like, I don't know, I have to check it 1,000,000 times, and sometimes it throws itself out. Okay, so last time I went over I think I went over like the beginning bits, you know, like that stuff. So yeah, I went over the beginning stuff. Before I start, does anyone want to rewatch something from this? If you do, let me know. If you don't, I'll sort of go over what a little bit from where we left off, because I know it was like it was a lot of fucking it was a lot to deal with, and I'm really sorry. because I have so much to say about this, and I have like so many like ideas behind that, and I've got like a million, and I can't. I don't know. I just get really excited because this is so exciting for me. All right. So if any, yeah, sure, sis, replay it. Okay. It's gonna take some time. I don't know how long it's gonna take. 1, 2, 3, 10. Let's see. Where did I end? Ooh, Lord. That's like more like, okay. That's gonna be a long time actually. It's like 30 minutes at least. Okay, how about I start from like one of the other bits. All right. So far in the story, what's happening? So far in the story, and I'll just give you a brief sort of synopsis of what's happening. We have the hands, the heart, and the head. And basically the hands are the workers, the laborers who run the machinery. And we have the head, who's basically the people, that's the people in charge. All right? These are like the guys who are, you know, ordering the building of things and da-da-da-da-da. That's what they do. And then we've got the heart, which is supposed to be the mediator between the head and the hands. And the heart in this is in this whole film is supposed to be this guy named Frieder. And basically in this film, the workers are like, they're starting to rebel. They're not treated well. They're treated very, very poorly. They're you know, they have to work 10-hour shifts. You know, it's not like they get breaks or like a smoking break. No, they're in like, and they're basically these human cogs in a machine. That's what I would call them. And if you've ever seen like, you know that movie Snowpiercer, where like they need to use little kids in the front to like make sure that the train engine, that it keeps running, but they have to use little kids as labor because they're the only ones who can fit inside there, and there are no replaceable mechanical parts. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So it reminds me of that. Or rather, Snowpiercer reminds me of this. So you've got the main character who is, hold up. Okay, so these are the workers, you know, like they're like, look at them. I mean, they're just oppressed, you know, obviously. They live underground. There are the rich people. The rich people who are like, yeah, fathers for whom every revolution of a machine wheel meant gold had crafted for their sons the miracle of the eternal garden. So these rich guys, you know, these are people in charge. These are the sons of the people in charge. They're like the ones who live above who live above. They're the ones, they're not the mole people. So there's like sexy time in a garden where it's like this girl is like trying to like attract this guy, because this guy's he's the main hero of the story. His name is Frieder, and he's basically like the son of the head honcho in charge of the city. And then this woman right here, her name is Maria, and she comes and they meet because she shows all these little kids who are from the laborers, you know, who are part of the laborers' families, says that these are your brothers. And this, you know, of course, all the rich people and all the, you know, all the girls that are like, yeah, I'll fuck you. They're like, who's this? Who's this chick with like the long sleeved dress with the collar and all these kids? And it's like, she's trying to show these kids that they are the same as these guys who are like fucking around in the garden, that their lives are shitty, but they are worth the same as these guys. It's like these guys, it's like, don't you see, these are your brothers. See, we're all connected. It's not like they are different species, you know. And of course, she's amazing. This woman, Bridget Helm, I think. She's like amazing in this. I have to say, of the people who act in this, I think I like her the most because she's got a lot of range and her facial expressions are like super great. And then later on, when she plays the evil version of herself, which is a machine, she wears this like insane eyeliner, and I'm like, I'm down for that. I'm down for that crazy eyeliner girl. And you are doing it and you are serving it, and I'm down for it. Okay. So basically, Frieder, like, he falls in love with her, with the cool girl, not the one dressed as like the sexy hoe pirate. Oh, Chris says she pretty much stopped acting after the 30s, passed away in the 90s. She stopped acting? Oh, she shouldn't have, because she was actually pretty good. Probably because talkies came, right? Like, once you had talkies, it was like, okay, everybody wants to hear your voice now. And it's like, oh, crap. Shubs is like, oh, damn, I'll have to look her up and see what else she was in. Yeah, I want to see. She's amazing. Anyway, I'll show you know what? I'm going to replay the my favorite scene, which is it's when they meet. That's my favorite musical part of this whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to actually play that for you because I really love this part. So right now, it's the garden scene, and it's Frieder is in the garden, and all these girls around him want to like sleep with him. Okay. So, oh, I'm reading the chat now, by the way. Okay, it says, oh, Shub says, holy hell, I love the sinister and tense sounds here. Thank you. I really try to capture a lot of emotion. And I used a mix of, like, this whole film is just like a mix of different sounds. So it's not all like piano and strings. There's like synths, there's like, there's like metal, there's like stuff, a lot of stuff. And wow, and at first, oh, Helmley says Helm was an interesting one. She retired from films because she was disgusted with the Nazi takeover of the film industry. Yeah. Oh, she got sick of being cast in vamp roles, sued her film studio, and lost. And by 1935, quit acting for good. She refused to give another interview ever. And she had 4 kids. And when journalists tried talking to them to get an interview, they said, no way, she'd disinherit us. Nice. I love it. Yeah. Shub says, damn, Mama Bear Helm said no. She said no. That's right. That's right. She's like, I have principles. And this is a bunch of bullshit. And yeah. So I don't want to live like that. Which is pretty amazing. And I'm impressed. Hey, you go, girl. That just makes me like her more. Anyway, so basically the character Frieder, he goes to look for her, and he sees the inhumane conditions of the workers, and he goes to his father, and his father's just like, whatever, but he's also like, my son is starting to act up, and gets like a guy to sort of watch him, and who is called a character who is called the Thin Man. And the Thin Man is like like how in gangster movies there's like the boss, like the gangster, like there's like the Godfather or whatever, and then there's the other, like the henchman who does like a lot of the dirty work and follows somebody and like I don't know, just extorts them for money or whatever. That's who the Thin Man is. The Thin Man is the henchman guy. He's a not a good guy. He's actually a bad guy. Kelsey Priest, right? He's like he looks scary. He's got a scary face. I think he's got a scary face. Hold the phone. Let me go find him. All right. So basically this whole, I'm gonna play this section for you, I guess. Let me explain some more of this. Oh, Headfirst Only says, oh, the Nazis accused her of betraying her race by marrying her husband, who was Jewish. She said, I'm out of here, and moved to Switzerland. Oh my gosh, she's so cool. How come she doesn't get more like credit or like more like thumbs up? Like, she's amazing. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Thanks, Chris, for educating us. On how cool Brigitte Helm was. She's amazing. And how Shub says Helm was like, y'all are some hoes, and left. Yes. And how she's amazing. Oh my god. I really like that she stuck to her guns. Not only that, was like, yeah, I'm not a race traitor, asshole. And yeah, and just like, whatever. You guys suck. You suck. And nice. Well done, Brigitte. You're awesome. Okay. So, story is, Frieda goes looking for this girl, sees some shit, sees some bad worker shit, is like, this is not great. Oh, this is terrible. It's really terrible. Because he had never seen this stuff. Because he had never really ventured out of the gardens or like the racetrack or whatever. He never like went down below to see how shit was, for poorer people. I don't think he even identified himself as a as like on the same level as those people. He was on a different one. I don't know, maybe he thought he was an exception. And it's like these Maria going down there and saying like, look, these are your brothers. These are your, you are also human. You don't, you don't always have to like live down below. You are part of this world, all of you, and should, try to treat each other accordingly as like as equals, and yeah, it's like, because of the inhumane conditions, the workers have sort of rebelled. They will sometimes sabotage machines, and they've all been like, there's like a sort of, a lot of them have been sort of like gathering together in secret, trying to, like, I guess, not just trying to make sense of how this world is working, but also try to, I think, gain some kind of feeling of power. Not like power, but like in themselves, like if they can, it's like Maria, she teaches, good things, kind things, and I think she's just trying to stop them from getting too super aggressive and just like fucking killing people or doing things that would result in a lot of death. And it's like, and saying, look, you need a mediator who is, is the Frieder guy. Anyway, all right. So Frieder, he goes to look for her, and he goes to see his dad, because he's like, Dad, there's some shit happening. And the dad's like, whatever. And so it's like, this is like the sort of, that's the Tower of Babel. That's where the dad works. And he's basically, here, I'll just, I just play this fucking section for you. God, I'm so lame. Right. I'll just from here. Okay. Shubs says this is fire. Thank you. She'd rap over this. Okay. I guess I know what I'll make for you later. Shubs, I got time for you. Don't worry. Yeah, that's me saying money and power. Yes. I love this imagery so much. So he's like, yeah, where they belong. They belong in the, you know, in at the bottom. And he's like, that's right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that was that section. Basically it's Frieder goes to his dad and is like, things are terrible, and his dad, who is like in charge. The reason why it's like hip hop, the reason why I did it like that, but with like, bits of like weird sort of jazzy piano and orchestral stuff. It's because I kind of like, I'd imagine his like father to be kind of like gangsta, He's like the boss. He's in charge of shit. And the kind of music that would fit him I feel, is like that, Oh, shades of Head First Only says, shades of the scene in Blade Runner where Deckard says it's too bright in here at the end. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Exactly. It's like, my eyes. Yeah, these and by the way, the synths that I used for there was a synth I used for when they're showing the cool images of like the buildings and stuff. I use a synth, I think that's called like Blade Runner Strings or something, that's on in Massive, because I was like, ooh, this is perfect. And basically for every character, I kind of make I kind of assign instruments to them, or I assign a theme to them. So every character in here has a theme. Oh, Head First Only says, I love Massive. Yeah, me too. Oh, by the way, Shubs, girl, I didn't know you wanted me to make anything for you, but yeah, of course I'll make something for you. You know I'll make something for you. Of course I've got time for you. I just thought that nobody, like, honestly, most of the time, I think nobody wants me to do anything, like, because they don't like what I do. So they're like, you're weird, your stuff is weird, and your style is weird, and it's like, okay. Sean Solo says, them feels. Yeah. Shubs, Shubs says, sis, I will gladly collab with you. Oh, thank you. Oh, that would be wonderful. I would love to collab. I would love to make something for you. If you have any, if you like, because I'm good at a lot of different things, a lot of different genres. So but I think a lot of people during VPC, which was the vocalist producer fucking challenge, Sean Solo says, I'm 100% here for a Shubs Ryako track. Hells yeah. I'm here for it too. I thought like people, Chris says same. Shubs says, bless you, Sean. Aw, I love the love that's getting spread around here. I did, I have a tendency to mix, I like to mix a lot of orchestral sounds with, like traditional, like hip hop things. I like to add little strange sort of details. And if you were to describe my style, I would say that it's quite melodic, maybe, and that it's sort of like a little genre bending. Like, yeah. I guess if you had to describe it, that's what my style is. That it's quite, it's like an interesting use of instruments, and not quite. Chris says, Head First Only says, I'd call it cinematic. Yes, a lot of people would call it cinematic, which makes sense. Like that, I'm actually teaching myself to score, so it seems to work out, right? No, yeah. And it is kind of cinematic. I love using strings. I love throwing in brass. I love a well-placed piccolo, I love a thing. And I love weird stuff. Like, I just love weird stuff. And not only that, but it's like, I feel like when I started BPC, which was last year in September, I mean, obviously I had no idea what it was like, because it was my first time. But I was worried, really worried, that people weren't going to like my style, because I feel like my style is really, it's a little different, and I don't play by the rules of genres necessarily, and I don't know. I'm just, yeah. I was worried. I was really worried that no one would like my shit, and then they actually liked it, and I was like, oh, good. Well, that's a relief. I'm so glad I'm not getting mocked, because that's just like, I guess that's what you're always worried. You're always worried about that, right? I can't be the only producer person who's like, well, I hope they like my style. Because then you're just like, if someone hates your style, it's like, what are you gonna do, huh? Change your style? It's like, no, this is like who part of who you are, and yeah, but turned out okay, so whatever. Chris says, hell no, do what you do. I do, which means that I mix a lot of weird instruments, and I just kind of go for it, and I go a little nuts, but that's okay. And I just have a lot of intuition. There, I have musical intuition. That's what I know. That's what I've got. That's it. But it works. So, woohoo. So anyway, so far in the story, you got Frieder going to his dad, okay, his name is, it's spelled Joh. Oh, Shub says, oh, I hear Babyzilla. I got a jet, but y'all have a great day. Talk soon. Says, yep, see ya. Yay. We're gonna collab. Yee. Okay. Yay. Okay, I'll work on something. Soon. Guppy Wigber says, I don't think anyone in their right mind could dislike your stuff. Oh, thank you. You know what? Different strokes for different folks. Some people, they just, I don't know. Everybody has their own taste, right? What can I do? Nothing. Oh, Sean Solo says, I'm not in my right mind and I don't dislike your stuff. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks. Oh, by the way, Guppy Wigber, she is fantastic because I met her in February and she's really lovely. And she's basically, I'm part of this group called I guess it still exists, but we used to be part of what's called the William Gibson board. Okay. And the William Gibson board sounds exactly, like what it is. It was a message board for the cyberpunk writer, like the father of cyberpunk, William Gibson. And we became part of this group. All of these people around the world, we kind of hung out on the message board and said stuff to each other and shared our projects and just talked, shared our thoughts on certain things. And it's like the geekiest geek thing you could ever geek. It's so geeky, it's so nerdy. It's deep geek. It's like deep geek plus 3 levels down. Yeah. But everybody, and Headfirst Only says because they are the nicest people. They are the nicest people. This is one of the nicest groups of people you will ever have the fortune of meeting. Everyone is smart. Everyone is talented in their own way. Everyone has their own thing going on. There are so many individuals that even though everyone has their own sort of, they've got their own vibe, they've got their own projects, they've got their own interests. We all share this interest together, science fiction, but also you never feel like you have to explain yourself. You know what I mean? Have you ever met somebody you were instantaneously friends like that, and you didn't really have to explain who your thought process as much because they automatically got it, and you didn't have to apologize for anything because there was nothing to apologize for. That's how I feel about, oh, I think my cat's jumping. What the fuck? Mr. Pickles, no. Okay. I have a cat. His name is Mr. Pickles, and he's a rescue cat, and sometimes he gets in a mood where he runs around and goes crazy, and then he tries to get into boxes that he shouldn't be getting in, and sometimes you might hear me going like, no, don't do that, Mr. Pickles. Mr. Pickles, come on. So I named him after a character in a musical that I wrote. So Mr. Pickles was the character first, and then I named him Mr. Pickles because I liked it so much. Anyway, so the Wigbers, we called the WGB ERs, they're fantastic people, and they come from all over the world, and they're all smart and talented in their own way, and they're everyone is like so nice and like beautiful. They're beautiful people. It's like if there is a spectrum on people you met on the internet, okay? Let's say there's a spectrum, okay? You've got this side, this end, which is like the shitty end, okay? You know, these are like the pervs who try to like, you know, oh, Sean Solo says, have you ever seen the Adult Swim show, Mr. Pickles? No, I don't. What? I don't know what that is. No? Is that a thing? If it's a thing, oh my god. No, I've never seen it. So, of people you meet on the internet, okay? You've got one end, which is the shitty it's the spectrum of people, okay? On this end is the shitty. These are shitty people. These are the people who are like, you know, dick pics that you didn't ask for. Unrequested dick pics. And like terrible messages about like what, like once you say no to the dick pic, you're like, I don't want to, and then the person goes, you're a bitch and you're not even that cute and blah 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 blah. It's like, that's that one end. That's the shitty end. Plus like, you know, like pervs and like people who are like, hey, you want to like partake with me in my porn dungeon? Yeah, those people. They're on that end. And on the opposite end, which is like the good end, that's what the WGB is. And the message board is no longer active, like the official one. It is now defunct. It has been put out of its misery or whatever. It just, yeah. But we still sort of keep in touch with each other. We still like each other. We still meet up. And this is what we do because we're big nerds and we love cyberpunk and we think, you know, William Gibson is our patron saint of the cyberpunk church. And I got William Gibson to be in my music video because that's how I roll. No, I'm just really I was really persistent and apparently I was very persuasive. Because that's, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Chris says, as you do. Yes. I don't really think that I'm a persuasive person, but if I really, really believe in something, if I really, really want something and I have to talk somebody into doing something for me, you know, for a favor, I can usually make that happen. Yeah. But in an, you know, I'll just, because I'm usually quite fervent about it. I'm very emotional. And I think it's just like, I'm trying to move you so that you can do something that will sort of, you know, become great or just something that would like just fulfill like a dream of mine. And one of my little dreams, my little like daydreams, was to like have William Gibson do a cameo in my music video, and he did, for Monster of the Week. And basically Monster of the Week is a song that is kind of dedicated / based to the series The X-Files. And William Gibson, he co-wrote 2 episodes with what's his name, Richard Maddox, and basically they co-wrote 2 really great episodes. And I was like, okay, well, since William Gibson, he's like, dude, we've met him a few times. He knows kind of like who I am. He recognizes my face, certainly. I think I have one of those faces that you don't forget. Because I don't know. because it's hideous. And I should just put a mask on and quit while I'm ahead. Oh. Okay. Yeah, because I got a weird face, and people tend to remember the weird face. And I asked him to do it, and the first time he said no, but it was like through a friend, and then I asked again. I kind of had to just basically like I asked again, and it was like kind of like, oh, I don't know if I have time kind of thing, like no, but time for coffee. And it's like, okay, I have to figure out a way to get him into my music video because I want him to be in there because he is our patron saint. And if a Wigber like me can make some music and make a music video for that music and get our patron saint William Gibson, the father of cyberpunk, everybody's favorite calm uncle. Yeah. Shit, yeah, I want him in my fucking music video because dude, this is part of like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I want to have this immortalized. If I never do music again, let's say I fucking die, at least I'll have this one thing where I can say, where it's like people, all the Wugbers can look at this and be like, you know what? This was kind of cool. And it's very like, I don't know. I really love this collection of people. I love these people. And if I can make something that is like, kind of connect us in a way, then I will. And I did. And so, yeah. Head First Only says, Bill is the most laid back dude I have ever met in my life. Yes! He's so laid back. I swear, I think his BPM is like 50. Like all the time. He never panics. He does not panic. Guppy Wigber says absolutely. Yeah, because he's a lovely chap. Yes. Chris says he's a lovely chap. Yes, he is. And not only that, but I mean, yeah, he's just cool. So if you've never met him, like, maybe you might want to. He lives in Vancouver. Like, I don't know. He's usually quite busy. He put out a new book in February, or in, like, before that. But he did a book tour in February, and that's why we are all met up in London. And so his new book is called Agency. And he also, like, and I don't know, like, if there are a lot of fans out there. But, I don't know. It's like the writing, the worlds that he builds, they're really cool, all right? They're cool worlds. They're interesting. I remember reading Neuromancer, and it just sort of blew my mind. It was like everything I was hoping for it to be. And, yeah. It was just like, yeah. Anyway, okay, back to scoring. All right, so I know that, I'm gonna check the time. Okay, it is 10:42 over here. I think that I'll aim for like, about a 2-hour long, stream this time around. Because last time I did it for like 3 hours. And at the end of that, I was just like, Christ, I'm tired. Head First Only says he is a master at taking a city that you think you know, like London or San Francisco, and making it really weird. Yes, it's true. William Gibson, it's like he knows all the secret places with like the secret knocks and the secret handshakes, and he's like, he knows them. It's like he has intimate knowledge of the underground within the of this underground world in your city, and you, because of that, you start looking at places a lot differently, and you don't, you kind of view it from a perspective of a character, and it's just like, oh, you thought you knew this city, you don't, because now it's like you've got this extra knowledge. Now you're looking around. Yeah. Head First Only says, then again, he has great native guides like Nick Harkaway. Yeah, because like Nick Harkaway, I think, yeah, it's like, oh, like my guide. Of course he would know. Okay. Anyway, scoring. Back to scoring. God damn it. Guppy Wigber says, I think Bill could make absolutely anything cool. Yeah, I think so too. But not in like an overt way. Like, not in a way, in a more genuine way. Not in an overt, like, look at me kind of way. I think that's kind of more his jam anyway. All right. So, what am I doing? I am going to. All right, so I played that part where his father, he's like telling his father, and he's like, "Oh shit." Okay, Heifers only says, but they'd have to fit his politics, and rightly so. Yes. Yeah, exactly. He's very moral. William Gibson has like, I don't know. It's, how can I say this? You're not going to like when he stands on a certain like side politically, like he stands on that side. Like he's I don't know. He's not good. I don't know. I don't feel like yeah. Chris says he's a humanist, I think. Yeah. As many of my favorite authors are. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Okay. All right. So scoring. So yeah, I made that part hip hop. I made the parts before that. There was dubstep, there was drum and bass, there was, just a bit orchestral, there was synth stuff. And it's like throughout this whole thing I'm going to add a lot of little different I'm going to do lots of different genres, different things, because I feel like when you make something for a silent film, you have to keep people's attention, all right? Whenever you're watching a silent film, you don't have that luxury of the background noise. You don't have the luxury of dialogue. And you get like little title cards every once in a while, but it's not like, it's not like the same as somebody talking. So when you have to score something like this, you have to keep the viewer engaged. And I think with this, I also add a human element. Like I add some vocals here and there, not like a full fucking song, but like I add vocals in there because I feel that when we watch movies, we're listening for human vocals. Not just like singing, not singing really, but we're just listening for human vocals, any human vocals, because that's where we connect, right? That's how we connect to a film. I mean, obviously there's setting and things like that, but there's usually a central character that we will align ourselves with, or at least that one that we'll observe. And if there is like a silent movie and you want to connect with a character, it's a silent black and white movie, okay? Like you gotta connect with it somehow. There's no dialogue, there's no sound, so you kind of have to figure out a way to kind of create that within it, but not in an overpowering way. You have to really work with what you've got, scene-wise. You have to make sure that you do the film justice, because this is a story worth watching. It's a story worth knowing. And I think one of the worst things ever is to try to create a soundtrack for something like this and to mess it up, and for it to suck, and for it to not fit, or for it to not have enough depth, or for it to not portray the gravity of something. And I feel like that is kind of a big deal, because then it's like people don't want to watch it. And so it's like they will abandon the story if the music is shit and there's no dialogue. Of course they're going to abandon it. They're going to get bored. They're going to not want to deal with it anymore. And so it's like my goal is to make sure that you're still engaged because of little bits of vocals and dialogue here and there, or rather just vocals, like singing, little bits of singing, not like a full song. Like it's like before it was like money, power. I mean, come on, make that money, power. That's it. That's all it was saying. But that human element to it kept it going, and it changed it up. It broke up that monotony, and that's what I think is really important when you're making something like this. All right. So I guess do you want me to continue from where we left off, or do you want me to like skip ahead to the parts that you haven't seen that I didn't show last time? Because I know that there are parts I got about to the point where the Thin Man, where you met the Thin Man, and that was it. Maybe yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'll start somewhere around, I guess. Oh, what's the next big theme you did? Yes. Okay. The next big theme is it's after he meets the Thin Man. So I'll just start it from this scene. And so the story wise, Yo Frieder son is like, I want you to watch my son, pay attention, keep an eye on him, because he's screwing around and I don't know what he's getting up to. And also like I want to see what he's doing. And he seems like hysterical. So okay. So I think it was yeah. So this is where like Frieder is like, I'm gonna go to the machine. I'm gonna go to the machines. This is the next big theme, and this is what I call the Frieder in the machine theme, because it comes up later in the next episode. You'll know that it comes up later. Every theme like usually repeats itself just one more time. Sorry that the instruments were messing up a little. So this sound, that's the Thin Man sound. Yeah. So that's just for the Thin Man. Chris says, I want that hat. Okay, so that was the scene where Frieder goes to see what it's like, to work in the machines. And so he goes and he replaces a worker whose name is Georgie. The reason why I'm laughing is because one of the Wigber friends that we have is named Georgie, and he's awesome. And he also makes music, so. And he has a voice like Sting. It's amazing. Ugh. Anyway, so Frieder goes to replace this guy, because he wants to know what it's like. He thinks that these are his brothers. Headfirst only says Georgie is very cool. He is. Georgie is awesome, and he will also show you like cool places in Paris because he lives like a little bit outside of Paris, just a tiny bit outside the center. So Georgie will take you around Paris and show you the cool stuff. Like there's this street that is named with just like a lot. Everything is named flowers after flowers, and it's really lovely. It's this really small, tiny neighborhood with it that looks very, very old. Like, and it's like sloping up a hill and shit, and it's beautiful, but it seems so out of place and quite magical. But yeah, Georgie showed us that. Like, Georgie is awesome. We love Georgie. Okay, and Georgie is the name of the worker he replaced. So if you look at the hat says Georgie on it. Hold up. And I kind of chuckled at that when I noticed it, because I was like, oh, hold on. Where is he? Sorry, I'm looking for it. Sorry, like my because I have like a bunch of layers on this, sometimes my instruments don't play quite right, and it's not the same. But trust me, it's like it's fine. All right, I will. Don't worry. It's my computer. My computer's from 2011. I need I need a new computer. Because it's old and it's kind of failing. But yeah. Headfirst only says, I've decided that Frieder isn't quite as dim as he first appears, because he manages to get the Thin Man to follow someone else almost immediately. Yes, exactly. He like knows what's up. He knows that his father put somebody to, after him to follow him. So it's like, it's like, yeah, he knows how to do that. And not only that, but he trades places with this guy named Georgie, who is, near collapse, working his ass off. He's, like, there's like a pained expression on Frieder's face. He's horrified and sad, and just by the conditions, by the way people are treated, because they're treated like they're machinery, not like they're real people. And they work these 10-hour shifts. They're on their feet. They're constantly moving really quickly, trying to make sure that every piece of machinery that makes a life possible in Metropolis, in the upper city, the things that make that life possible are run by these people. So this is the workforce, and they are enslaved in a way. I mean, everyone has to have a purpose. Everyone has to do their job, but they're treated in such a terrible way that it's like, no wonder they're revolting, So he takes after him. He's like, someone has to stay at the machine. So even though like Frieder grabs him, and he's like, because he sees this guy is near collapse. He's still freaking out over like, someone has to stay at the machine. It's like, yeah, because that's how essential people are to running that. But also, he's probably got this mentality that like he has to be there, and it's just that constant worry that like you're going to fuck up your job, and that almost like it's ingrained in you that if you don't perform your task, bad things will happen. I mean, bad things will happen. You are a cog in the machine and you are replaceable. Okay, so that's Georgie. And Georgie's like, it's, Georgie's like, oh my god, someone has to stay in the machine. And Frieder's like, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna take your shift. It's cool. It's cool. And so he like takes his place at the machine and he's like, I want to trade lives with you. And of course, this is the Thin Man is like, he's reading the newspaper and he's like, I'm just keeping an eye out for this kid, And he looks like an evil character. I mean, look at him. He's just got like a permanent, like he just looks like he's scary. I do not want to meet him in a dark alley anytime soon. He's scary. And look, here's the driver. Because of course Frieder's got a driver, because he's got a car. Because he's rich. And of course the Thin Man's like watching and he's like, I'm waiting for Frieder to get in the car so that I can follow him and track him down like a gross little doggy, like a bad dog, like a bad dog. Okay, so this is Georgie. And once you see Georgie, and I like to point this out, you see Georgie in Frieder's clothes and you're like, damn, Georgie, you look better in Frieder's clothes than Frieder looks, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, Georgie. Because if you look at Georgie, he looks great. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have Frieder's cheekbones. No one does. It's just humanly impossible to have his cheekbones. He's got the like massive cheekbones, to catch that nice black and white silent film light. You know what I'm saying? And here's Georgie, and you see him in this outfit, and it looks, you know what? It's like, it just makes you look at him and go, he looks like he could have been one of the rich guys. One of those guys in the beginning of the movie who are running the race. He looks like that kind of guy. He looks like he could have been in that garden, trying to fuck those girls. That's what he looks like. So Frieder writes him a card that says Josephat 99 block, house 7. That's 7 stock. Okay, so basically, Josephat, by the way, he is the worker that got fired by Frieder's father, Joe or whatever you want to call him. And he's like, this is Josephat's staying at Frieder's place because Josephat's terrified of being sent to the depths where he is now, to work. He's terrified of that because you automatically know that the rest of your life is going to be like, slavery. You're going to be enslaved. And he, to go from like a cushy office job as an assistant to a cog in the machine, I mean, it's like, you're not ready for that. What a terrible sort of like, I don't know, what a step down. Right? So he's like, yeah, go to my place, meet me there after work. And he's like, okay. And look at Frieder. He's like, wait for me, both of you. I have to say, Frieder looks like he's wearing a shit ton of makeup. I mean, like, I don't know. His eyebrows are like power brows. Those, yeah, see? Georgie. It says Georgie, 11811. Ooh, cool. Kind of like a palindrome number. Cool. All right. Anyway, yeah, so he's like, yeah, I'll wear your clothes and I'll walk the fuck out of her. And like, look how he's rejoicing. He's like, I can't wait to get out of here because now I can live the life, the high life. It's the one where like people, they have money and they don't have to spend their 10 hours like working. Okay, so at the end, you kind of know. Let's see if this works, because I was having some missing files.
Do you wanna go for a ride? Do you wanna have a good time? We'll
Okay. And that was the end of the first file, my first Metropolis file. Chris says, "Love the drums on this. Thank you." And does his car not have a roof? I think it was like we saw it was kind of like this weird sort of convertible. Like it was a convertible kind of thing. Maybe there's a skylight or something. I don't know, but like a little like something. Yeah. Guppy Wigber says, "I guess not." And it's like maybe not. So all these like okay. So basically, what I was thinking for this scene was, all right, he gets out and like before this scene, there were there was a lot of like instrumental stuff. So it was like okay, now it's time for another human vocal because again I need to intersperse this. I can't make human vocals for each section. No, I have to make sure Guppy Wigber says German engineering was not the same that it is now. Love it. Yeah, I know, right? So what I decided to do again with this score is to I decided to put human elements in there, but only like every 2 scenes, every 3 scenes, every once in a while, not everywhere, because this film isn't about my vocals. It's about the story. The vocals are there to keep to keep us engaged on a human sort of level. You're hearing vocals and automatically you kind of like connect, right? And I'm quite careful about how often I put vocals in there. And this I wanted it to sort of be like kind of like a scene where it's like this guy who has newly discovered freedom. He's giving into temptation. He's seeing like, oh, I have all, it's like I can be free, like I can get out of here and not work. And at first when he leaves the machinery, he's just like happy to not have to work 10 hours, right? But after that, he's like, well, I have a little bit of freedom. I'm wearing these fancy clothes. I'm in this fancy car. What am I going to do? It's like, I'm going to go have fun. Because like all these flyers from a place called Yoshiwara come down. Hold on. Okay, so he's like, yeah, he's supposed to go here. All right, he's supposed to go to this address. And bitch was like, okay, I'll go to this address. Yeah, maybe, sure. Yeah, okay. And then he's like, oh, wait. I got all these flyers. Like somebody was handing out those promo flyers for the club. It's true. Right? Okay. So he's like, oh my God, what are these flyers for? And it's like, it's a place where people have parties or something. And then he looks over to the car on his right. And who's in this car? It's a lady. And she's like, look at her. She's dressed up in this like fucking fantastic outfit. It's like really 1920s. She's clearly got money. She's in a car, which automatically is like, oh, you've got some money. She's wearing jewels. She's doing her lipstick, and he's watching her like a creeper. And he's like, oh my God, is she like, I can now. It's like you can see like the gears working in his mind. He's like, ooh, like, now that I'm not in like pure survival mode, what can I do now? Like, what can I get up to? I want to party. I want to have sex. I want to do bad things. And he's like, well, maybe. And then he sees the card, and this is a Yoshiwara. Yoshiwara is like the club. It is the club. And it's like, this is the crazy wild place where all the naughty stuff happens, I guess. And he's like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. And then he's still looking at the lady. Okay, I want to like sort of kind of go frame by frame with this because I want you to watch the lady. Keep your eye on the lady. Yeah, this is like one of those games with the like the 3 cups or the cards. Yeah, 3 card Monty. Yeah, keep the eye on the lady. And she's just like, hi. And she totally like, she slipped her sleeve down to, hold on, let me just like, okay, so she's like in her car and she's like, yeah, I'm just like smoking this cigarette, being like chic as shit. And she sees him looking at her, and she smiles, and he's like, oh my god, a human woman, and she's beautiful, and I want to have sexy times with her. And she's like, ha ha ha. And then she totally lets her sleeve fall on her shoulder. She's like, ooh, I'm too cute. She's like, whoops, I'm going to pull that sleeve up. Whoop did he do? And he's like, oh my god. Oh my god, my dick is crying. Because remember, he's been at this machine for like ages. Probably since he was born. He was probably born into this. And now this is his first taste of freedom. His first taste of like naughty bad things to do in like a sexy nightclub. Sexy, sexy, sexy. You know? It's like, ooh, ooh. And then he's like, oh my god, he's being flooded with all these flyers, which, by the way, is like a completely terrible like waste of paper. But I think it's just representative of him being overwhelmed by temptation and by wanting to go to this place. Because, I mean, this place seems like, it seems like my kind of place. And I probably need to like translate that German on the Yoshiwara flyer, because I don't know what it says, but I think there's a quote there from Oscar Wilde, which is automatically like, okay, it's probably saying something cool, right? It's gonna say something cool. So this is him. This is like representative of Yoshiwara. And when I play this section, you can hear my voice. I'm going Yoshiwara, 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 and it's like here I have two tracks, 2 layers doing that. And the reason why I do that is because I want you to sort of feel like the way he feels, where he's almost being talked to by these voices. He's being tempted. And the whole like, you know, like the whole singing part that I do, it's like, do you wanna go for a ride? It's like, ooh, it's like, and it's like, do you wanna have a good time? We'll have fun. And it's like, ooh, fun. And it's like, ooh, temptation. Okay, what does it say in German? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if I can find the little thing. He sees the girl. Hold. Yeah, here it is. Can you read that? If someone can translate that German, it looks like paradise. I do not know German. Find verbet uns verbet. I don't know. Basically, I think it's something about like all that is forbidden or something. Like it's like, no, nothing's forbidden. I don't know. Verseine Laster besiegen will muss seinen Laster nachten I don't know. Oh, the top one is an Oscar Wilde quote. Yeah, but I don't know what it means. It's in German. I can't. Oh, okay. Guppy Wigber says, okay, wait a sec. Oh my god, I hope I get translations. I've always wanted. I should have checked. I should have. Something down here. It says Omar. Kakyam. I can't read that. It's kind of blurry and you know, it is like an old movie, and this part clearly wasn't part of the restoration. But yeah. I don't know what it means, and I don't know. But it's probably something awesome, because clearly this Georgie character was tempted, right? So that whole sequence, it's supposed to be sort of like because it's not meant, it's a fast It's a fast kind of scene, all right? So that's why I gave it that kind of movement, like, I give it that beat. I give it that, you know, I I give it those like those high stick hits, because you see that, you hear that, that's, again, I'm combining orchestral stuff with like a lot of modern stuff, so that you get this sort of mix of old and new. And again, it's like trying to converge the old with the new and create something different. Headfirst only says, top one is, if you want to conquer your vices, you have to follow your vices. Oh my god, really? Oh, naughty. Georgie wants to be a naughty boy. That's what he's doing. He's like, ooh, I want to do that. I want to conquer. I want to follow my vices. So basically, it's like, it's Yoshiwara is a club, and their promotional, like, little promo, like, flyer is like, follow your desires and do bad things and follow, just indulge in your vices, because it's not like you can't really get rid of them until you, like, you can't really conquer them until you, like, do them. And that seems a little odd. It's like saying, like, hey, you want to live an alcohol-free life? Well, to conquer that tequila, you've got to indulge in that tequila. And that doesn't quite make sense. Huh? Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't get it. But I think it was just sort of like a cool thing to say, so that you would feel better about doing naughty things. And I'm like, hey, look, you want to do naughty things? That's how you want to spend your time? Awesome. All right? Have fun. And this guy, Georgie, shit, he needs to have fun, Like, if anybody needs to have fun, it's like these guys who work at the machines for like 10 hours a shift and live below ground. And so the reason why I made this like this, it's just basically, it's got like it's got a beat, it's got my vocals, and it's got hold on. Let's see. Yoshiwara, 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 Yoshiwara. And so it's supposed to sound almost like these are the voices in your head tempting you. It's like you can't escape them. They're on both sides. It's flanking you, And I also brought back, from the garden scene, there's like a kind of a funky raunchy beat thing that sounds like this. So the reason why I put that in there is for texture, because I put a regular kind of beat in there. I put some regular, like, kicks in there. Hold on, where did I put you? Where did I put you? Holy crap. Okay, yeah, I put like a mix that with this. So that's what I like to do. I like to sort of layer I like to layer certain sort of like beats together. I like to layer to like throw like a kind of a weird sort of like I told you before, like, I like to bring back elements. And in every I bring back a lot of the same sounds, so that things vibe well together, but I make things a little bit less Oh, Guppy Wegber says, sorry, internet was out, so I don't know if anyone translated yet, but it means the only way to get rid of a notation is to yield to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and clearly that's what he's doing. So, when I construct something like this, I always have to construct it with the idea in mind that people who listen at the beginning are gonna also hear this. So if you use some of the same elements, it's from the picture of Dorian Gray. Oh, that's what that's from. There we go. Yeah, well, it's not like Dorian Gray was a good example of how to be. Little asshole. Yeah. So when you're constructing something like this, I think because it's a little short sequence. Oh, hey, Chris. Okay, Head First Only says the Omar Khayyam quote is, "In paradise, they tell us, hours dwell, I don't know, and fountains run with wine and oxymel. If these be lawful in the world to come, surely 'tis right to love them here as well." Huh. And Huri is a young Muslim maiden. Ah, cool. Nice. Basically, it's like in paradise, there are these beautiful maidens, and there's a bunch of wine, and I don't know what oxymel is, but it sounds like it's pretty good. Is it like Xanax? I'm just kidding. Like they had benzodiazepines back then. Did they? No. I think those were developed like a little bit later. But anyway, yeah, it's probably like this is a great place. And you should come here and like have a great time. Basically, it's just like this whole like these promotional flyers are like, come here, have a good time. Yeah. So the message of both quotes is to enjoy yourself however you want. Exactly. And this flyer told him so. He's like, oh shit, well, flyer said so. I better do it now. And so he does. And basically this is like, I do this as like the sort of, the way I made this was like, because it's not very long. It's like 2 minutes or something. And it's a 2-minute little like scene, but you can't make it slow because he's in a car and he's moving quickly. There's a lot of stuff falling in all the flyers. So you can't make this slow. You try to do like a slow thing, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you won't feel that urgency. And there is an urgency. It's an urgency within him to like indulge in things that he has never done before, to see women and party it up like rich people. He is so tempted by this. And even though the person who like saved him, Frieder, is like, yeah, go to this house and meet up with just, my friend who's staying there right now at my house. Yeah, go to my flat. It's totally fine. He's like, I'm not going to go right away to the flat. Even though, like, my savior told me so. I'm going to do bad things at Yoshiwara. And I'd like to kind of point out what some of these bad things are. Okay. All right. Now we're getting into the weird shit. Okay. Yoshiwara. Here's my take on Yoshiwara. Yoshiwara is a place where a lot of things that were considered sort of like possibly illegal, that shit is happening there. Okay. Kind of like, not quite. It's like classier than a strip club, and far more indulgent, probably. But more than that, it's partying it up. It's like fancy, and it's got everything you could want. So every vice you have. So I'm going to show you there. So we go through that, and it's like, what are the things that you can see at Yoshiwara? You see, here are some things that you could see. Look, you get to see Asian people who are, it's like, this is where you can find Asian people. Sorry. That's how, it's like Asian people who are exotic and mysterious. Because I'm exotic and mysterious, right? Who are exotic and mysterious, and you can go to the club and see these people and, like, probably do bad things with them. Ooh. And then, like, look, there are black people. And it's like, look, you gotta keep in mind, this is Germany. in like the 1920s. These people, just the fact that you've got like minorities, this is already like wow, you know? This is already like whoa. It's exotic. Oh, Guppy Wigber says, but to be fair, the Flyers did tell him, and who wouldn't trust the Flyers? Exactly. It's like that Simpsons episode where Homer gets a fortune cookie at the Chinese restaurant because he wants to like hook up with Mindy, his coworker, and the cookie's like, "Hey, follow your heart and new adventures or whatever the fuck." And so he gets in a room with Mindy in a hotel room because they had to go to a convention, and he's like, the cookie told me so. Like he had to like cheat on his wife because the cookie told him so. And it's like, yeah, all right, it's a cookie. And Georgie, this is a flyer, but okay, if you really must, yeah. So this is what he's like. These are the images that conjure up like good times, and it's dark and it's mysterious. And everybody's wearing eyeliner, you know? And it's like, oh, what do we have here? We've got a violinist, and we've got pianos, and and if you look really closely, we've got dancing. There are guys dancing here. And wait, there are girls dancing with girls, you know? That's a big deal. It's like, ooh, girl on girl. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hold on. Let me show you. There's piano. There's music stuff. There's dancing. It's like two women. Maybe. It could be two guys in drag. I don't know. But whatever it is, you get to do whatever you want. You know, you've got gambling. Here's a roulette wheel. And yes, I know what that is. Like, as soon as I see it. Why? Because I spent many of my childhood family vacation trips. I spent them at at the Nevada state line, and also in Las Vegas casinos, because my parents, my mom and my stepdad they're really into gambling. And I don't know why my mom thought it was a great idea for me to, as a child, to come to Las Vegas, because basically they stick you in like circus, and you know, and kind of leave you there so that they can gamble and then come back. And they say they'll be gone for like an hour, and it's not true. They're not coming back in an hour. It's more like an hour and a half to 2 hours, really. And you've already run out of like money to play arcade games. You're done. You've already ran out of it like the first 30 minutes. And that's because there's only $7 will only get you so far. All right. Anyway, I spent a lot of time in casinos. All right. So we've got guy kissing a woman, like kissy time. It's like, ooh, you know, we got gambling. And look, hold on. See this guy's hand? He's like kissing. He's like, I'm kissing this woman. All right. And I'd like to point out this showgirl in the middle. This showgirl is like, she's got her like clothes like this, like, oh, and she's gonna do a big reveal, and you know it. You can fucking feel it. Like, if this were a different kind of movie, she'd be like totes naked, all right? She'd be like, ooh. So she's like kind of unfolding, almost like a moth. And it's like, ooh. And he's just like, holy crap, I wanna go here. This is the shit I wanna do. I could do this. I could kiss women and do bad things in this nightclub. And he's like, oh, driver, take me to this place instead. So he's like, okay, I'll take you to fucking Yoshiwara, because you're so like, you're the boss. Okay. Chris says Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis, ? Lol. Yeah, the two guys in drag, because I made that joke about, it's like, it could be two ladies, it could be two women in drag, two guys in drag. I don't know. I mean, everybody's wearing so much makeup, and it's like this is a club for, like, it's open to everything. So you want to have sexy fun times with, different races, go for it. You want to watch somebody, you want to gamble, you want to kiss girls, this is the place. Anyway, that was the last bit of my first file, and then I guess next time I'll go into the middle. In the middle of Metropolis is a strange house overlooked by the centuries. So the next part is like the second file that I have to open up. But basically everything is sort of cut up into, like, I don't know, like 40-minute, half-hour bits. Like, I tried to kind of cut the film in a way where you kind of, where there's like, you sort of have to take the film and you have to find which sections flow a certain way and which sections can handle sort of being cut a little bit. Like, and this is where I stop, because it's already going to start the next introduction of a character. So this is where I was like, okay, naturally I would end my file here, and then I would start working in another part, because it's got a completely different feeling. It's a completely different emotion. Guppy Wigger asks, does anyone who has seen this movie understand that mirror technique they used for the movie? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think that a lot of I think that maybe, like, film buffs would know that, but I think because a lot of these, like, effects they're practical effects. Yeah. Headfirst Only says it's an early method of matte photography. Yes. So I don't know if, like, people would be aware of that, if they understand that. Maybe people who are more interested, like, in film, rather than just, like, your casual viewer, of, a modern casual viewer. So maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how big of a film nerd you are, right? So I don't know. Yeah. So that was the last section, because it comes off after, like, all these instrumentals, and then it's like, all right, let's end this section with a vocal thing, because I want you to kind of go on that ride with him. That's why I did that. That's why I made it like that, so that you would just, it's like, this is the beat, you are riding that with him, you are in the car with him, and it's only a 2-minute ride, but my god, you're gonna ride through it, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be like all those little, like, oh, okay, they said Headfirst Only says look up Schuften process in Wikipedia, and Guppy Wigger says, okay, thanks. Nice. I like how you're just like, let's get wiki on this. So yeah, it's not a long scene at all, is it? It's just him in the car. And that's because there is no placard, no dialogue, there's no title throughout that whole thing. You don't see a title card of the woman saying hi. There's nothing like that interrupting it. There's no cut to the black of titles. And that's why I decided to go with this sort of sound, because it felt like you should be doing this. It felt like you should just kind of go straight through. It's almost like that car, moving like that car, and having that sort of forward momentum. And you want to feel the temptation that he feels, and that's again why I wrote that like that. And lots of there's also, I like to include piano bits, because I love piano sounds, but also because the piano in this whole thing, it's used in different ways. I mean, the settings are still the same, but, like, it's, hold on, like when he's going through the scene with the replacing the guy, the machinery, it's like, So it's quite sad, right? And that piano, the way that's played, the way that the notes that are played, it's just different, right? Okay. So Head First Only says it's basically a film version of the Pepper's Ghost stage trick. Yeah. And Guppy Weber says, I read about it in this essay on Fritz Lang, but it was in German, and to be fair, I didn't understand one word of the technical stuff. Yeah. Head First Only says, Shipton was Lang's special effects guy on Metropolis, the Douglas Trumbull of his day. There. See? You're getting educated. You're getting educated. Head First Only and Guppy Wigber are educating you. Who says this isn't a channel, like a stream where you can learn? You can learn. Totes. Oh, alright. So I want to play the piano thing for you because I want you to understand that I'm using the same, again, it's the same instruments, but now it's just, you can take the same instruments, you can use the same instruments through the majority of this film, and it just, it can sound so different. So that, you know, that sort of like, it's just like kind of dreamy and high and kind of echoey. There's a delay on that. So it's like a lot of, you know, it's got a lot of reverb on it. It sounds kind of dreamy and fantasy like, and it's all these things sort of create that fantasy for him, but for you as well, because you are relating to that in a more modern way, and it still works. It still works with this, even though again this is an old movie, but these are a lot of modern sounds in this, and it still works with this scene because really, what's the underlying emotion behind it? It's desire, it's temptation, it's, you know, it's all those naughty things. Okay, so Guppy Wigber says, yes, didn't he work on the 1955 Ulysses as well? God, my God, you guys are so good. I don't. And those Pabst movies, yeah. The Pabst movies, actually, I do know what you're talking about. Yes, because I watched, what's her face? Oh, come on. Louise Brooks. I watched a Louise Brooks little interview documentary on Arena, and she was talking about Pabst and how she had a really great relationship with him, and I think they had kind of like an affair or something. Or, yeah. It was great. But yeah, Pabst was like a big deal. And so if you watch like I think it's called Pandora's Box. It was a big thing, and Louise Brooks was from America, from like Kansas, and she decided that she was gonna go to like Germany to film this thing, and they were gonna, you know, and because it was a big deal, was like to play this character named Lulu. And so yeah, the Pabst was the name of the director, and Head First Only says brilliant article explains all the major effects shots. Awesome. I think you'll have to send me a link later because I don't know. I see some asterisks, which might be like a yeah. Oh, Head First Only says, and yes, he did. He also worked on the Paul Newman film The Hustler. Yeah. So Pabst was like, I think that he just really knew how to direct, and that's yeah. And Louise Brooks said that he was really good at bringing the best out of each person because he knew how to talk to them, apparently. So that's cool. Anyway, it is right around like 2 hours 30. And I think I probably should end the stream because I don't have any more things to play for you unless I load up the next the next file thing. But really, I have to go fix my computer now because I had accidentally deleted these samples that I need, and I have to figure out a way to get them back, um, because I need them, and I'm sad and I'm crying inside, and I'm scared. I will never be able to recover these files. So I oh, thanks. I got your message. Thank you. So I'm gonna go now. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I hope you learned a lot, or at least you weren't super bored. Thanks, Chris, for sending me that article. I'm gonna read it, and yeah. And thanks for tuning in. I'll be back next week, Wednesday again. Hopefully without crying over lost files. Um, and obviously wearing another new pink dress, cause that's like what I do, man. Cause I love pink, and I like doing little photo things for little photo shoot thingies, just so I can have a cool photo to use. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Just to make you think that I'm prettier than I really am. I'll be back next Wednesday. Same time. So I start at 9 p.m. Central Eastern. And I go for as long as I pretty much can. It's usually like 2 hours, 3 hours max. So tune in next week. I'm sure I have, oh my god, the second installment of like the Metropolis score is better than this. It's even better. And I know you're gonna die. It's so good. But yeah, I've already got about like half the movie done. So I'm trying to get this finished by the end of the year. I hope I make it. Looking forward to your next stream, Maro. That's Guppy Wigber says that. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thanks for stopping by. You're such a darling. Oh, by the way, again, congratulations for getting to that school that you wanted to get into. What is it called? The Borsan or something? I can't remember. Ah! I'm sorry. I'm a little like crazy. Yeah. Sorbonne. That's it? Yeah. Versan's the cheese. Yeah. Okay, congrats on getting to that school, by the way. I hope that works out really well. And for all of you out there, again, thanks for tuning in. If you want me to do anything specific or talk about anything specific, or if you want to see more of something, just send me a message. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I mean, you'll find me. I'm Ryako Music. You can't miss me. I look like this. Who else looks like this? I don't know, man. So if you have any suggestions, questions, anything, just let me know. And send me a message. And I will do my best to get with it, man. Oh, Sean Solo says, it was a joy watching as usual. You were watching? Like through the whole thing? Watching me talk shit? Yeah. Anyway, try not to be a dick. There you go. That's it. Try not to be a dick. And take care of yourselves. Cause the world needs like good people, and I bet you're good people. Bye.